Treasure Fan about Big D back here again with another weekend news announcement. This is going to be for the 4th of October and for the 10th of October, 2022. Those of you new to my channel, I try to do this every week. It's been a couple weeks, and I'll address that in a second. But I try to do this every couple weeks where I talk about what's new coming out Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K for the current week, the upcoming week, the next week, and anything that was announced over the last couple weeks. And so then we kind of go off on a tangent. Sometimes I'll do a review here or do something like that there, whatever. I have been away for a couple more weeks again. Got sick, I guess, if you want to say it. Ate something that did not agree with me, and it ended up being this snowball effect that caused severe stomach issues for several days, and yeah, it was not pretty last couple weeks. I threw up. It was terrible. It was bad. So, been a little out of sorts, but back on it now. Been working on a couple projects for the house and stuff like that. So, but I am back. So I want to talk to you about what's coming out and stuff like that. Show you a couple things I picked up, and we'll go from there. So, all right. So this week, the 4th, which would be today, there's a lot of stuff coming out the next couple weeks. It's mostly, if not all, 4K. I was looking over some of the releases for the next few weeks, actually to the end of the year, and I would honestly, this is no joke, I'd say at least 70% of what you're going to see coming out on physical media the next 2.5 months at the end of the year is all upgrades to 4K. And you'll see today when I start reading you off what's coming out this week and next week and what's coming out, anything was announced, it's almost everyone is 4K this, 4K that, 4K. So we're coming into this massive 4K wave where it looks like the studios have, and it almost kind of feels like they've kind of like, let's not work, because there's still, you know how much stuff there still is out there on DVD that has not been upgraded to Blu-ray, or there's still a lot of stuff out there that was on VHS that never got a DVD release, let alone a Blu-ray release. But typical of the studios, instead of like working on some of this other stuff that people may like, they're just going to go ahead and keep reissuing the same stuff over and over again. So thus we get more 4Ks. Now, that's not to say that some of these 4Ks aren't good. The Lost Boys was amazing looking. I hear the Scream 2 that came out today, spoiler, came out today, I heard looks really good. But some of them I've picked up, and I'm like, yeah, I can notice a little bit of a difference, but yeah, was it worth, in some cases, quadruple dipping on this to get it? Probably not. So, but we'll see. But just be forewarned, if you're into video, if you're really into buying movies, stuff like that, hopefully you got a 4K player at this point, because a lot of it's 4K. So this week we did get the first one I talked about is coming up today's Fright Night 4K. Got mine right here. This is the Steelbook. Amazing movie. I love Fright Night. Fright Night's such a great flick. I've always loved it since I remember watching it on HBO back in the day when I was a kid. I have seen it in theaters since then on a midnight screening, but I never actually got to see it on its initial release. But I love this movie. It's got so many great characters, so many great one-liners in it. It's just a really fun movie that, it's a great vampire flick just in general, but I'm stoked to have this. I hear that this looks really good. So there's that. Also this week, Army of Darkness is coming out in 4K for the first time. I think it's the first time for Army of Darkness. I know not for Evil Dead 1 and 2 because I have them both in 4K, but it is Army of Darkness. It's being a Shop Factory treatment on it, so there's going to be a couple different collections you can get of Army of Darkness. I know there's a 4K steelbook for it, and I think they got the posters and stuff like that if you want to get those as well. I probably won't upgrade that one. I'm happy with the copy of Army of Darkness I have, so we'll see. And then Bram Stoker's Dracula comes out on 4K today. I think it's for the first time for that one. And then I already mentioned Scream 2. Now, there is a steelbook for Scream 2 that Best Buy got. And if you remember correctly, when the original Scream came out on 4K, and they had a steelbook as well. If you remember, nobody could find the steelbook. That thing was impossible to find. I think it still gets a garbage ton of money on eBay for it. So if you really want to get that one, I would say hopefully you got on it last night, did like a store pickup like that, something like that, because I have a funny feeling this is going to be the same way. Matter of fact, I can almost guarantee it's going to be the same way, considering the studio that puts this stuff out, which is owned by Disney now. I feel like Disney doesn't support horror as much as they do their family or stuff, which is understandable. It's a family company. It professes to be that in every which way but loose. So I understand that, but I feel like they just don't support horror as much. Like, I mean, they used to have, Scream's always been owned by them. But it was on one of their subsidiary companies, Miramax. So Miramax was their label back in the day where they released a lot of the horror stuff. I mean, even H2O and Resurrection were released on that one. So actually, and so was Halloween 6. So Curse of Michael Myers. So I don't feel like Disney ever really fully supports horror. So I would say get on that. And that's just my opinion, obviously, but this is what I've seen in my 50 plus years of existence on this planet. That kind of, when it comes to that kind of stuff, you might want to jump on it sooner rather than later. Catch Me If You Can is coming out. Steelbook. It's just a Blu-ray version. I don't think there's anything different than the original version was out. They just put it into a Steelbook. Then we do have the Halloween collection coming out in 4K from Shout Factory, which is, they already put the first 5 out. This next collection is for The Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, and Resurrection. So they're putting that, so basically get the last 3 of the, I don't know how you'd say it, the last 3 of the regular Halloween movies before the Rob Zombie ones came out, and way before the newer versions of Incarnation of Halloween's out, which already got my tickets for Halloween Ends. Got them, bought them 2 weeks ago. Got them. I'm ready to go. I'm there. Because Michael Myers is my favorite killer. I mean, you see what I picked up at the Spirit Store there. They can kind of see it. They got the pillow right there now. Got myself a Curse of Michael Myers blanket. Big fan of Michael Myers. So, so these are coming out. So you might want to check those out. Am I getting them? No, I'm not. I love my Shout Factory Halloween set that I got. God, was it 5-6 years ago? I love it. They upscaled all those already, and they look really good. I have Halloween, the original Halloween in 4K, and I do have the more recent Halloween, and then Halloween, the other two, the last Halloween movies came out in theaters. I have those in 4K, but they came out that way initially. They're not re-released or anything like that. I just can't at this point. Although Halloween's my favorite franchise, it's hard for me to, what would be probably 10 times double dip on a lot of these movies. No joke, between Laserdisc and VHS and different incarnations on DVD, different incarnations on Blu-ray. It's like, at some point now, then to say I still want to get 3 in 4K because I love 3, but I'm probably not going to jump on many more of these. I love those movies. I got what I consider the definitive set, which is that Shout Factory set. It's like the same thing with Friday the 13th. That set they put out a couple years ago, that's the definitive set. Are they going to release probably more Friday the 13th movies in 4K? Sure. Paramount's going to choke that thing until they squeeze it dry. But for me, it's not as important. I've already got really good copies of those already, so I don't need to do it again. I'd much rather spend that money on something else that's coming out. So that's that. So let's keep going here. So that's Michael Myers. The next thing coming out is Picard Season 2. I do have my copy right here. This is the Steelbook version I got, and you can get this from, both I've shown you, you can get from Amazon. You do not have to go to Best Buy to get these. So which was really nice because I got them from Amazon. I'm kind of still, if you guys remember from my rant a couple months ago about Best Buy and their, the way they handled the situation on my Star Trek set, you may understand why I'm trying to go more for Amazon. Amazon's not the best either, but at least I know with Amazon, they'll ship me out one right away and not make me wait 3 months to get another, a new version of it. So, or Best Buy where they just never ship me the copy at all. I mean, Amazon has messed me up. I just pause right there for a second. I just lost my train of thought. Best Buy had a lot of problems with I've had problems with Amazon too. Don't get me wrong. I finally squared away my Star Trek issue with them, and they're sending me out a brand new copy, and they let me keep the other one that was damaged, and they just sent me out a free copy. Although I still won't get that till the end of November. But Best Buy is there was the deal I told you about with the Good Burger, and there was one other movie that ended up not showing up, but they wouldn't give me credit for it. Told me it's a whole big nine, so I try to avoid Best Buy as much as possible. I'm also boycotting them because every time I walk in there, and this is the same with Target too. I just walked into Target yesterday, saw this as well. I didn't really want to go off on this, but whatever. So I was at Target yesterday as well. Was Target in my Target now? The only place they have physical media is in that weird like display over in the electronics area that's all lit up. That's it. There's no aisles. Nothing has movies anymore at all. The same thing with my Best Buy. The 2 of the Best Buys have been around by my house. Both of them now are just on those couple racks and maybe a half an aisle of sporadic stuff. Not like bulk stuff, like sporadic stuff here and there. Like they have a little section for Halloween, stuff like that. But they've drastically just cut it all back. And it's like, well, fine. If you're just going to cut it all back, I'm not going to go in your storage room. I'll just order it off Amazon or somebody else. Because it's just not worth my time. I used to love to go to those places and do actual physical media. Honey, can't even do that anymore because they don't carry squat. They just carry the basic new releases, and that's pretty much it. So, like I said, I was able to get the entire second season, which I don't care. Everybody says I love season 2. Yeah, a few issues, but I really did care for. I did really care for this season. Girardi back here was amazing as the Borg, so I love this season. The cameo at the end of the season was awesome. It really kind of brings it into what's going to happen in season 3. So I enjoy this, and I got the steelbook because I got the steelbooks for everything else, except for Lower Deck season 2, which for some reason, Strange New Worlds has been announced for season 1. It's gonna have a steelbook. Discovery season 4 will have a steelbook that's been announced. We'll have a steelbook for some reason. Season 1 of Lower Deck steelbook, season 2, I'm just gonna put it on regular Blu-ray. I still can't figure that out. I've looked everywhere. I've sent messages out to people saying, hey, do you know why this is? Nothing. So I find it really weird. They release all their other current seasons, whether it be Discovery or anything else on steelbook, but that one season of that show, nope, not gonna do it. So anyways, okay, getting back to reality here. We do have DC League of Super Pets coming on Blu-ray and 4K and DVD this week, which I saw. That movie was actually really good. I thought it was really cute. It was a lot of fun. Of course, obviously, when you got The Rock and Kevin Hart doing voices, I mean, you can't really go wrong. It was actually a better movie than I was anticipating. I thought it'd be kind of cheesy, whatever. I actually really liked it. I think my wife did too. So that comes out this week. We also have Bel Air season 1 coming out on Blu-ray and DVD this week. And then there's a bunch of retro covered, those VHS retro cover movies coming out. So we have The Paper, The Cure, and Replacement Killers all coming out in that with that retro VHS cover art in the front. The slipcover comes off and it's regular Blu-ray. And I think that is it. Yes. Next week we have more 4Ks. We have Lost Highway coming out in 4K. We have To Kill a Mockingbird coming out in 4K. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure coming out in 4K. The Limey from Lionsgate coming out in 4K. We have Indecent Proposal from Paramount coming out in 4K. Then we do have, which looks really interesting, the Paranormal Activity Ultimate Chills Collection. So it's all the Paranormal Activity movies all in one big box set. It actually looks really cool. I already have a box set with those movies, but if you don't, this might be a great way to get them all at a relative. If you wait about a month or two, especially with Black Friday coming up, you might be able to get this set for really cheap and get them all in one fell swoop. We also have next week coming out Tremors in 4K for the first time. MVD is releasing the movie Disturbing Behavior on Blu-ray. Really weird movie. I remember seeing that in theaters. Movie, but that's coming out. And then they're releasing all the Godfather movies individually in 4K. I think at this point it's only been available in the box sets. Now, starting next week, you can get all the movies available individually in 4K. So if you didn't want the second or third, you just wanted the first movie, whatever, you'll be able to get that just in 4K. Then Kino Lorber is releasing a movie called Blind Fury. I'm a big fan of that Rutger Hauer movie. That's a great movie. There's a couple quotes in that movie. I'm going to say it. So if you have children, room, close your ears, but shit fuck. They said that these two guys are in an elevator. The elevator goes black. Oh, shit fuck. And I remember seeing the movie in the theaters and just dying laughing because the way they threw it out there. It's a fun movie about a blind guy with a sword who just kicks ass. So I'm really stoked to see Kino Lorber because they do a really good job of restoring this stuff. So that's good to see that. And the last movie coming out next week is with Idris Elba. It's the movie The Beast, which I did get a chance to see that as well. And I actually liked it. It's very formulatic, I guess, or it runs the same formula, family out, Serengeti, so to speak, big lion goes rah rah, but it had a couple really good intense scenes in it. There's a little twist in that I really enjoyed. It also had the guy who played the Wickus from, oh, come on. Oh, he was in Elysium. He was in, oh, man. I can't think of it right now. My mind is it's scribble scrabble right now. But it was a really fun movie, and I really liked it. I was really surprised. It wasn't scary or anything like that, although I'm sure it's supposed to be like a horror movie, but it was still good. I'm a big fan of Idris Elba, so maybe that I'm a little bit biased towards that, but I thought it had a pretty good flow to it. It kept the pace pretty well. There was a couple times you're kind of like, well, that's kind of questionable. Why would you do that? But it's a movie, so you have to kind of go with the flow. But I figured, all in all, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad. I'm glad I sat down and watched it. I did enjoy it. So that is it for this week. And next week, let's talk about some announcements. And guess what? I bet you can guess. Mostly 4K. So what we do have here is Bullet Train, which just left theaters like 2 weeks ago. It'll be out on the 18th of this month. So, it came out in theaters, and less than a month later, it's coming out on Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K. And there is a steelbook to it. We do have Highlander coming out the 13th of December by Lionsgate. This is going to be a 4K release of that. Paramount is releasing Planes, Trains, and Automobiles 4K on the 22nd of November. Talk about getting as close as you can to Thanksgiving, because that is kind of technically a Thanksgiving movie. We do have Shrek 2 coming out in 4K on the 22nd of November. We have Rocky 1 and 2 being prepped for 4K, but probably won't be out until February 2023, so I got a little bit of time on that. Reservoir Dogs 4K coming out the 22nd of November. Let's see here. What did I write here? Train to Busan 4K coming out the 29th of November. So, I mean, we just keep rolling. What? Then we have, let's see here, Creep Show Season 3 coming out the 6th of December. Discovery of Witches, a complete series coming out on the, can't really remember right. I think it's 13th of November. We have Peacemaker Season 1 coming out the 22nd of November. That'll be on Blu-ray. Really stoked to hear that. That was a great show. I watched that first season twice. I actually really liked it. There's some good stuff in there. And then Westworld Season 4 will be on the 29th of November. And so that is it for this week. Next week, ain't anything major announced. I do want to give you a Dollar Tree update while I'm on this subject. So I know that Dollar Tree's been putting out some movies, and it's like, where's Big D's Dollar Tree haul? He always does some magic Big D Dollar Tree haul. Okay, so let's get into this here. My Dollar Tree haul consisted of 2 movies this time, and I only got them because they look kind of cool. I don't know. I got Mass Effect, this Paradigm Lost, or was that, yeah, Paradigm Lost, and then I got Dragon Age, Dawn of the Seeker. That's everything else that was there is stuff that has been there on multiple occasions. I did not see anything new at all. I was like, oh, I take that back. I got one other one. I take that back and I got to watch it. I take that back. I did get this one too. El Chicano. Again, I don't know anything about it. I remember seeing this sitting on a Best Buy shelf a few months ago. So, but that's all I got from Dollar Tree. There just wasn't anything there. And I'm not kidding you. I have 2 Dollar Trees. They're in my town, and they're both relatively close together. One's right next to my house. One's just down the street. The one that's down the street is a really small one, so they usually don't carry a whole lot. They had what felt like acres and acres of movies. And then my Dollar Tree here, which usually puts them out early, put them out late this time. But once they put them out, they had movies everywhere. It was like they were just falling down everywhere. It took me forever to go through them. Both places, nothing. I think I found El Chicano at the small one, and I found these other 2 at the one by my house, and that was it. And I looked really hard. But I'm not going to lie to you. I also passed over a lot of stuff. I'm keeping up with not buying Echo Bridge. I have sworn that to you on this channel, and I will continue to do that on the channel. I am not going to buy Echo Bridge anymore unless it's like it gets 8 and 9-star reviews across the board. I'm just not going to buy that crap anymore. It's terrible. I'm waiting to find an Echo Bridge movie that I actually enjoyed. Most of them are like, oh, this is garbage. Half the time I even watch them. I watch half of it and go, nope, take that out and put something else in. So because I aced out Echo Bridge, which in both places, that was 90% predominant what was in there, it was pretty easy to go, nope. Okay, this is all I'm going to get. So I did go to Dollar Tree, just as an update. I did go to Dollar Tree. I did look. There just wasn't anything there. I'm tired of spending my money on garbage stuff. Now, yes, I mean, stuff like this. I mean, this has got George Lopez in it. I've actually heard good things about this movie. And these 2 just look really cool, and they're full-blown. And I know people that are into this stuff, so if I don't like it, I can give it to them. And I feel fine with that. That's great. But gone are the days of me just dropping serious cash on just garbage Blu-rays or DVDs because they're $1. It's just, man, I've been going through my movies lately because we're packing up although it doesn't look like behind me, the rest of I've been packing some stuff up. I've been getting ready some stuff, getting stuff ready, and I'm just looking at, as I'm packing some of these movies up and looking, what, this is garbage. Why did I get this? Why did I get this? It just doesn't make any sense. So I have pulled back, and I've kept up my promise on that, and I have kept up with that I am just pulling back. So again, there was no reason for me to do a Dollar Tree haul when it was 3 movies. I felt like that'd be a waste of your guys' time and my time. So, but with that being said, I do plan on doing a few movie reviews in the next few weeks. I have seen a lot of movies, been watching a lot of movies lately, especially because I wasn't feeling well and been sick. That's about all I do when I'm sick, is I just watch movies and lay there and scream, I'm dying. So, so I did watch, so I want to do some movie reviews, especially horror movie reviews. October's a big month for me. I watch a lot of horror movies in October. It's my favorite month of the year. Everybody says, most people like Christmas, but look at this. I haven't managed to pick up a Halloween 2 tumbler here. I've been drinking my water out of it. I love Halloween. I love this month, so I usually watch a lot of scary movies and just have fun with it. So hopefully I'll do some reviews on that, and we'll go from there. I did want to say thank you to everybody that watched this video. I know it's a little long, but it's been a while. I figured you wanted to see my face a bit because, hey. So please like, subscribe, share the video out there. Leave me some comments. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Like I said earlier, the bulk of what's coming out the rest of the year is 4K. So if you haven't jumped into 4K yet, this might be the time. I have a funny feeling this may be this is going to be the first Black Friday coming up where they're going to, the things are going to be more back to the way they used to be, like in 2018, 17, so on and so forth. So I'm interested to see what happens this year. I know that a lot of this stuff that's come out on 4K was bought in bulk stock by certain places, so I'll be curious to see what's going to be. I'm actually excited about Black Friday more so than any other year because the fact I have held off buying a lot of stuff over the course of the year because I'm like, nope, that'll be Black Friday. Nope, that'll be Black Friday. Nope, that'll be Black Friday. So I've held off on a lot of stuff, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're put on there. Now, I could get slapped in the face and Black Friday rolls around, there's nothing. I mean, last year it was slim pickings. I remember it was really hard last year. And even the year before, that was kind of like getting to the point where, I don't know. So we'll see. But I am hoping for a few things that pop up on there that I've held off on. Just waiting, just in case. So other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please take care and be safe out there. Always keep hunting. I wouldn't say you never know what you're going to find, but always should come just to see if you can find something at this point. And as always, live long and prosper. Take care.